One of the most common questions I get asked by our potential purchasers is, what neighborhood do you recommend? So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite neighborhoods, Fort York, specifically Fort York condos. So if you're interested in hearing why you should buy a condo in Fort York, then keep on watching. Before we get started, my name's Stephanie Nause with the Homplicity Realty Group at Keller Williams, and I'm passionate about helping our clients build and develop wealth through real estate. If you're interested in tips on buying a home, selling a home, or investing in real estate, then I hope you'll consider subscribing to our channel. If you would like to see future videos on other neighborhoods outside of Fort York or even certain buildings in Fort York, go ahead and comment down below. I always like to hear feedback. Or if you live in Fort York and there's anything that you'd like to say good or negative about the area, we'd love to hear from you. If you like the content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And now let's get into it. Fort York, why do I like it? Well, first of all, I actually put my money where my mouth is. I lived in Fort York for 9 years, specifically in 231 Fort York, which is Water Park City Complex, and that's 209, 215, 219 and 231 Fort York. I'm super partial to that complex. I just think it offers really great amenities. I think they're well managed. I think the layouts and suites are really smart, and they are a little bit bigger than some of the newer buildings. I think that's a real advantage. And I've sold tons and tons of units in there, and that's why. And the reason that I recommend it and feel comfortable recommending it to our clients is because it presents really great value. So that's the number one reason why you want to buy a Fort York condo. If we take a look at some of the surrounding areas at City Place, Liberty Village, or King Street West, the price per square foot is quite a bit lower. I'm selling most of our listings in Fort York right now just under $1,100 a square foot as of May 2022. Obviously, those numbers go up and down depending on the market, but I typically do find that they present a little bit better value than some of the surrounding neighborhoods, and that means that you can get more bang for your buck. Which, if we're talking about pricing, even where they are, even if the market softens a little bit further, it's still expensive. So it's nice to be able to get a space that you love, that you can stay in longer. And that's why I love Fort York. Next up is the TTC. I find that the majority of my clients right now are not really driving. They prefer to take the TTC or they're working from home. But if you do drive, we can get into that in a second. It's really easy access to the highways. But for TTC, you are in between two streetcar stops. It's really easy. There's very little wait times. And actually, one of the best things is that Fort York is the first stop from Exhibition Station. That pretty much means that you're gonna always be able to get a seat. And this is one of the things that our clients that live on King Street really complain about, is by the time the streetcar gets there, it's packed and there's not even room for them to squeeze in like a sardine if they're standing. So it's nice to know that you're always gonna be able to jump on the streetcar when it does come. And if you're tired and want to read or look at your phone or read a book or something on your way into work in the morning or on the way home, you should be able to get a seat, which is fantastic. So that's great. And then back to our drivers, if you're like me and you have a car, maybe you're in sales or you're going to be commuting for work, or you just like to drive a lot or have to travel to see family or friends, it's very easy to get onto the highway. Lakeshore is right there, and that will take you to the Gardner, and then you can pretty much access all the major highways within a very quick jaunt, which is great if you're going to be commuting. You don't have to worry about spending 20, 30 minutes kind of weaving in and out of some of the city side streets through traffic during rush hour, and you avoid some of that congestion in neighborhoods like City Place or Liberty Village, just getting in and out of the complex to even get to the highway. So I think that's a real plus. It's going to cut down on your commute time if you are going to commute. But if you're not a commuter, it is also a very walkable area. You're able to get to downtown with about a 20-minute walk, or you can cut across the park to get to Liberty Village if you want to access the grocery store there, or just some of the pubs and restaurants and just cool vibe stores that are going on in Liberty Village. Or you can go across the street, across Bathurst to City Place, and do a lot of shopping, dining, pubs there. And there's also some parks. There's actually parks all around Fort York, but if you're looking to be able to walk and do stuff, there's now groceries right across the way at Bathurst and Fleet. There's a Loblaws and a Shoppers Drug Mart there. That makes it really, really easy to be able to get your groceries. And if you're walking and you're not driving, that's something that's super convenient. So that's nice, the walkability of the neighborhood. If you're someone that's outdoorsy, especially during the summer months, we're coming up to it now. We have beautiful summers here in Toronto. Fort York is surrounded by parks. The historic Fort York, there's a park right there, and then there's the Bentway underneath. So there's skating in the winter and lots of events going on in the summertime in historic Fort York. You can walk down to Queens Quay and along Harbourfront, or if you want to go a little bit west, Martin Goodman Trail is there. There's lots and lots to do, all within walking distance, which is why my favorite complex, Water Park City, is deemed as such, because you have access to all of those amenities within Fort York. So those are my reasons why I love Fort York. After hearing that, I'm sure you're probably excited about the neighborhood. We'll actually leave a link to our website. So if we have any active listings in there, you can take a look. If you have any questions about the neighborhood or would like a custom list of properties, feel free to reach out. You can either text, DM, or call me. And if you have a Fort York condo that you're interested in selling, I've sold a ton of units in this area. We always have. So I'm more than happy to give you an evaluation of what your property would sell for. Until next time, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you. Bye.